Amidst the mountains of Rwanda hides the black leopard, a predator that has gained fame as the king of the heights. Despite being substantially smaller and less powerful than a gorilla, this cunning feline managed to carry out a series of fatal attacks on the world's largest primate. And believe it or not, this isn't a standalone story of leopards taking on gorillas. Two such cases have been documented, with one of them occurring in what was supposedly a controlled environment. This is Worldnario Wild, and today, I invite you to delve into the story of the leopard that dared to challenge gorillas, a tale that will unveil the true strength of this feline. But before we dive into the content, please hit that like button, consider subscribing if you're not already a part of our channel, and activate notifications to stay updated with our posts. So, click that like button, and let's get started. 1959, Rwanda, Africa. The beautiful mountainous landscape of Rwanda is home to majestic and robust animals, including gorillas. In this year, a 26-year-old young biologist named George Schaller embarked on one of his first research expeditions on the African continent. On this occasion, Schaller dedicated his efforts to the observation and study of mountain gorillas. In the tropical forests of Africa, gorillas reign supreme in the heights, but the true apex predator is the leopard. Although they share the same habitat, gorillas tend to be peaceful, with meat representing only a small part of their diet in the form of insect protein. This means that despite their immense strength, gorillas are not predators. On the other hand, leopards have a diet entirely based on meat, and in the mountainous regions where lions are not found, leopards take on the role of fear. In the early days of Schaller's research, he and his team observed that leopards and gorillas avoided sharing the same territory for extended periods. Generally, leopards didn't confront the large and strong primates, especially when they were in groups. However, when hungry, leopards would focus on the most vulnerable members of the group, such as infants or young females. Even then, they would only dare to attack a gorilla if it was solitary. The conclusion is that gorillas generally viewed leopards as potential adversaries, and if any feline came too close, it could face the immense strength of a silverback gorilla, for example. However, in the African jungle, every rule has its exception, and this case was no different. One day, a black leopard, a rarity due to a genetic mutation known as melanism, was determined to take down prey as massive as a male gorilla, the leader of a group. It lay in ambush, meticulously observing every move of the gorilla troop. At a certain point, the gorilla leader sensed the feline's presence and sounded alarm calls, rallying his group into a defensive formation that could potentially defeat the leopard if it dared to challenge. Realizing the odds were against it, the leopard chose to retreat. 2 days later, under the cover of night, the leopard saw its opportunity. It knew that gorillas didn't have good night vision while it possessed sharper eyesight. In the darkness, the leopard stealthily attacked the gorilla, targeting its neck. Startled by the attack, the gorilla tumbled down a hill, with the leopard following. By morning, the enormous primate was found lifeless, bearing marks of claws and bites, along with injuries to its lower abdomen from the fall. In the shroud of night, the leopard emerged victorious, successfully having taken down its first major primate. But the story didn't end there. The gorilla group, shocked by the loss of their leader and fearing another potential attack, made a crucial decision. They elected a new leader and set out in search of a new territory, distancing themselves from the site of the incident. As they traveled in pursuit of a new refuge, the group paused to feed. At that moment, they were dispersed and separated, a situation that proved to be the perfect opportunity for a hungry leopard. The feline suddenly appeared, this time accompanied by a young female, and launched an attack in broad daylight. Its precise strike to the back of the neck of one of the gorillas resulted in a deep wound, making it clear that the kill was only a matter of time. However, the distressed cries of the wounded gorilla echoed through the forest, attracting the attention of the new group leader who approached courageously. The still hungry leopard was frightened off by the new leader, but the wounded gorilla had lost a significant amount of blood and didn't survive. The group, now in mourning and shock, hastily left the area, leaving the leopard to enjoy its meal. The biologists who had been following the gorilla's journey ceased tracking the group, and the subsequent fate of the black leopard remained uncertain. However, by the end of that same year, another astonishing account emerged. This time, a black leopard was spotted pursuing a guerrilla group, but the chase was halted when the guerrilla group's leader successfully took down another approaching leopard. Later, two similar stories were recorded, as reported by the Berg Gorilla website. Walter Baumgartel, one of the researchers at Virunga National Park in the Congo, discovered the remains of gorillas that had clearly been attacked by a feline. The only feline present in the area was leopards. Walter was surprised because the gorilla group he was monitoring was healthy and had no elderly or sick members. Usually, leopards attack sick or very old gorillas, taking advantage of the vulnerability of these primates. But that wasn't the case for the gorillas in that region. Days later, when Walter encountered the gorilla group again, he realized that one of the females and the male gorilla who would likely inherit leadership were no longer with the group. The inevitable conclusion was that they had fallen victim to the leopard's attack. Another notable case takes us back to 1949 in the United States, specifically in Liberty Lake, a time when some zoos featured animal presentations. According to the Virginia Chronicle, a repository of newspaper news from the era, during one of these presentations, a black Asian leopard escaped from its cage and entered the enclosure where an adult and robust gorilla resided. The unusual confrontation that followed captivated the attention of around 400 spectators who witnessed the nearly 2-hour struggle. Unfortunately, at that time, animal tranquilizers were not available on-site, and the witnesses were powerless to intervene. Despite the gorilla's desperate attempts to avoid the leopard, he ended up with deep cuts on one of his arms, and tragically, the feline managed to take the primate's life. This incident serves as a reminder that, no matter how imposing a gorilla may be, it is not a predator by nature. Felines, on the other hand, are specialized in the art of hunting and are willing to do so at any cost, as we explored at the beginning of the video. Typically, gorillas and leopards do not encroach on each other's territory, but when a confrontation arises, it becomes clear that the leopard knows how to skillfully exploit its opponent's weaknesses. Share with us what you think of this story, and if you're aware of any similar narratives, don't hesitate to share in the comments below. Additionally, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, activate notifications, and watch other videos on the channel. Thank you for watching.